You know, I left my tinfoil hat upstairs for when I want to spout about unsubstantiated conspiracies, but I feel like Yeezy brand is purposely targeting the month of March because there's Air Max Day or Air Max Month or Air Max Week or however they want to roll it out with some really dope releases. Maybe they're trying to steal Nike's thunder a little bit, I don't know, but I mean, if we're going head to head on releases for the month of March between Yeezy and Nike, it's pretty dope. It's pretty amazing. Of course, I'm still taking just as many L's as I would any other month. But I did get this pair for us to talk about, and it may not be the most hype, but I think it is definitely underappreciated. Today, we are talking about the Yeezy 700 V3 Mono Safflower. You know what I'm talking about, but you probably say Sapphire as much as I do. All right, enough. Let's get into it by first taking a closer look. Alright guys, welcome back, and now that you've seen a closer look of these bad boys right here, my name is Steve. It's so good to see your smiling faces again, and if you haven't yet, please consider joining the fam. This is one of the fastest growing and best sneaker channels because of you, your likes, comments, subscription, engagements, all that is what makes it great. It's not me, and I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Also, helpful links down in the description below, as well as links to cop these bad boys from eBay. Authenticity is guaranteed. Now let's talk about these bad boys right here. As you can see, they're kind of small because I did not get my size, but I scored a pair for the wife, and she was into the colorway, so I think she's gonna keep them. We'll see. The Yeezy 700 V3 in the Mono Safflower colorway. Now there has already been a Safflower colorway, which for me, I really do like this one better. Just looking at the two side by side, I think this one pulls it off a little bit better. Maybe it's because this one's a little bit more subdued. The other one's a little bit maybe just too bright for my liking, but this one right here just feels right. It feels balanced in terms of the colorway with this bright yellow action happening here. And of course, one of the dopest things is the glow in the dark option, right? You can just, I don't know what kind of utility you would use that for. I don't know why you need the shoe to glow in the dark, but it's just cool that it does glow in the dark. And whatever, I mean, I guess it just kind of makes me feel like being a kid again, right? It's just like the old light up shoes and things. It's just a glow in the dark shoe. Like I would have loved that as a 5-year-old. So now we have it on $200+ pairs of designer in quotation mark sneakers, right? But I feel like the Yeezy 700s kind of in general are a bit of a polarizing sneaker. Obviously, there's not crazy amounts of hype for these releases like there are for 350s or even some other Yeezy models, but I do think they are overall underappreciated, and that's a good thing though. Just like the 380s, which I've talked about on this channel multiple times, 380s are super underrated, and I love the fact that I can get most 380 colorways for a ridiculously decent price compared to other Yeezy models, and the 700s more or less fall into that same category, especially the 700 minivans or main veins or I don't know, MNVNs, you know what I'm talking about. Like those ones, the metallic colorway, the honey flux colorway, and a lot of colorways in the 700s as well, the V whatever, these V3s especially, just they look fantastic. They're very comfortable. They fit right. I love the infinity lace. I know some people don't like the infinity lace. I love efficiency. Just in and out, slide your foot in and go. It's making this thing closer to a sandal, except you get all of the benefits of a sneaker. I like that idea. I think it's great. I think design-wise for me, what I really like about the 700s, especially these V3s, and mostly all the 700s really, except the minivans are a little bit different in terms of how they appear aesthetically. To me, this has a very organic feel to it. Like this kind of just feels like bone maybe. Obviously the color is probably drawing my mind closer to that, but just the way that these lines work, especially with these pieces, the glow in the dark pieces, the kind of cage that sits over the upper here, it just has an organic, maybe skeletal feel to it. And of course, all the lines, there's really no hard edges, hard corners on this sneaker, really anywhere. Even the points back here around the heel counter are rounded. So lots of organic shape and texture and feel. Like this almost looks like tendons under, like a muscle tendons almost, right? And then there's these bone pieces. Like I don't really know what to make of it. It just feels very natural, very organic to me, and I like that. I just like these kind of swooping, flowing lines. Everything about this shoe design-wise is just interesting and dope. And maybe I just get too deep about it and I think too much about it, but I really do feel like it's a kind of an underappreciated silhouette and design overall, right? The other thing I have to say I love about this colorway, and I'm not exactly sure how many other Yeezy 700s get this as well, but the gum sole on the bottom. Just the white contrasting with the gum sole. It's the best in the game. I say that every single time. I don't know that a gum sole creeping up would make this shoe better. I don't think it does, but the fact that we get a little bit of a gum sole is phenomenal. I love that. Also, again, with the organic type of look here, right? It's just kind of amoeba shaped. Nothing is, no hard lines, no hard corners. You really can sense the theme here, and I think it's just executed very well. In terms of comfort, it's not as squishy as your 350s and some other Yeezys, but you do get some nice cushioning. Sizing wise as well, you definitely have to size up. I actually sized up to what I thought my wife's size would be, but it's still a little snug. So you can consider that full size up with these. Half size probably won't do it, although there's conflicting reports. I'm sure someone else is going to correct me down in the comments. So take the aggregate information of the community and make the best decision you can, and don't blame me, please. You know, I really do love sneakers, but I also have like 2 kids, a wife, and like a whole other life outside of sneakers as well. So I don't keep up with every single colorway of every single shoe, especially 700s, but I feel like we are due for some dope, like neutral, maybe neutral gray, earth tone, something. Obviously, it's very trendy, and I get it. It's not rocket science. It's not some crazy innovative take, but like I really would love to see a very neutral, very versatile colorway drop for the 700s, especially for the summertime. Maybe even some crispy white on white, triple white action. Restock or brand new colorway, I don't care. I just think we need to see more of that. I think it'll go a long way in getting people to appreciate what the 700 is and all the little details about this sneaker that is just so dope. The lining where you see the yellow here is really interesting actually, because it's see-through, it's semi-transparent along the bottom here, and you can see that this material is continued up, but then it's almost like they stitched in, like prime knit into that. This is definitely not like a cotton knit material. This is a synthetic kind of plastic material, but it feels like there's either a layer or this stuff is just stitched into it, woven into that material. There is some really complex layering happening here that immediately, in the pictures especially, you just don't quite see, but as you get close to this sneaker and really examine it, you can kind of see the depths there, and there's a lot of intricate overlays happening here, which I guess kind of justifies the price point being, you know, $200+. But then again, you know, I don't know, maybe not. So should you go and cop this sneaker for the summertime, and what is the resale looking like and all that? Thankfully, the resale is not crazy. Like I said, this doesn't get as much hype as the 350, so resale is going to be probably right at or just maybe a little bit above the retail price. I think it's absolutely worth it if you are digging the colorway and you like that. I mean, this yellow here is going to go right with the spring colors, right? You're going to be able to transition this into summer as well. If this is your color, this is what you like to rock. I think for those of us with a little bit of darker skin, I think this yellow will contrast nicely against your ankle as long as you're keeping yourself lotioned and not too ashy, right? I think that's going to contrast really well. You can see how it contrasts well with the black, nice color blocking happening with the inner sock portion. Overall, just a very, very, very dope sneaker. And like, if you haven't really taken a closer look at these or the minivans, here's a couple reviews for you to check out as well. And of course, join the fam. We're talking sneakers and fashion, and we're gonna get into so much more on this channel as it continues to grow. So I appreciate each and every last one of you guys. Hope you have a good day, good evening, good night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.